Today we will start our history next chapter in the earliest cities. Lesson 4. So in this chapter we will learn about the earliest cities, means how the earliest cities were developing at that time and what was the importance and what were the beauty of these cities. Okay, archaeologist important and archaeologist beauty of these cities were very important, and we will learn about it also. First of all, you must be thinking that why we are reading about these old buildings and these old cities. So let's read the story of Jaspal and Harpreet here in your book. Jaspal and Harpreet were playing cricket in the land outside their home when they noticed the people who were admiring the dilapidated old building that the children called haunted house. "Look at the architecture," said one of them. "Have you seen the fine wood carving?" asked one of women. "We must write to the minister so that she makes arrangement to repair and preserve this beautiful house." Why? They wondered. Would anybody be interested in the old run-down houses? Then Jaspal and Harpreet thought that why people are trying to preserve these houses, these old buildings, why these are important? Because these buildings are very important for us, because these tells us about our glorious past, our glorious history, means our architecture, the development of our architecture. We can know lots of information about our past. Okay, so that's why these buildings are very important. And one of the very famous and very important archaeologist site and archaeologist city that is lost today, that is Harappan city. Okay, and thousands of years ago people used to live there, but now they become only some destroyed place and some destroyed buildings, and their remains are only there. But our archaeologists are trying to study their way of life, how the people used to live, what were their lifestyle, what were their trading style, their business style, everything. People are trying to learn, archaeologists are trying to learn that what were their way of work and how they make cities, make buildings, and thousands of years ago how their archaeologist is so developed in comparison of today's archaeologist. Okay, so in today's architecture, that is very similar to those architecture which are found in thousands of years ago. So let's start the story of Harappa. Very often old buildings have a story to tell. Every building have a story. Nearly 150 years ago, when railway lines were being laid down for the first time in the Punjab, engineers stumbled upon the site of Harappa in present-day Pakistan. Harappa is present day in Pakistan. So to them, it seems like a mound that was a rich source of ready-made. So at that time when railway lines were making the railway lines, and railway lines were being laid down, then just they found the Harappa city, and just they thought that this is not an important place, and just they seemed like a mound that was a rich source of ready-made high quality bricks, and they were just destroying it by taking the bricks from these Harappan cities. So they carried off thousands of bricks from the wall of the old buildings of the city to build railway lines. Okay, can you understand how much they destroyed this archaeologist site? Because they do not understand the importance of these archaeologist sites. These old buildings were very important, and many buildings were completely destroyed at that time. And then 8 years ago, archaeologists found the site and realized that this was one of the oldest city in the subcontinent, and as this was the first city to be discovered, all other sites from very similar building and other things were described as Harappan, and then they name it Harappan. And these cities developed about 4,700 years ago. Okay, this is very ancient cities, and very often old buildings are pulled down to make way for new construction. Do you think it is important to preserve old buildings? Yes, actually it is very important to preserve old building, because we can know about our history from these buildings only. Okay, these buildings are a source of history for us. So what was the special about this site? Now we will read about the speciality of these sites. So let's talk the speciality of these sites. Many of these sites were divided into two or more parts. Usually the part of the west was smaller but higher, as the part of the east. Archaeologists describe this as the citadel. Generally, the part of the east were larger but lower. This is called the lower town, and very often walls of locked bricks were built around each part. The bricks were so well baked that they have lasted for thousands of years. The bricks were laid in an interlocking pattern, and that made the walls strong. Okay, in some cities, special buildings were constructed for the capital. For example, in Mohenjo-daro, a special tank, which archaeologists call the Great Bath, was built in this area. Some houses were single story and some were double story. Okay, but this place was very important to us to learn about the history of the Harappan people. Student, in some cities the buildings were constructed on the capital. For example, Mohenjo-daro is a very special tank. So there you can see in the center, this is a tank, and Mohenjo-daro has a very special tank which archaeologists call the Great Bath. Was built in this area. This was laid with bricks coated with plaster. Here you can see in this figure. Okay, and there were steps leading down to it. You can see the steps also. Okay, and there were steps leading down to it from two sides. While there were rooms on all sides, water was probably in form of well and the drained out after use. Perhaps important people took a dip in this tank on special occasion. Other cities such as Kalibanga and Lothal had fire altars where sacrifice may have been performed, and some cities like Mohenjo-daro, Harappa and Lothal had elaborated store. So by these you can understand that the Harappan civilization existed in India around 4,700 years ago. Okay, so this was a very old city, and the civilization is termed Harappan because it is extended around many river basin and tributaries. Okay, it is near the Sindhu tributary and Yamuna tributary, so that's why it is very important. The civilization of termed Harappan because it extended around many rivers basin and tributaries. Speciality of Harappan cities. There are lots of speciality of Harappan cities are divided into two or more parts, and the parts of the west were similar but higher, and archaeologists describe this as the citadel. Planning of the city was also very different. Walls of baked bricks were built around each part, and bricks were laid in an interlocking pattern. Okay, so that's why they were very close to each other and they can survive long. And special buildings were constructed on the citadel. Life of the city. Harappan was a very busy city, and the rulers planned to construct special building in the city. Scribes are people who knew how to write, who helped to prepare the seals, and craftspersons were there for making all kinds of things, and many terracotta toys have been found. Children must have played with it. Houses in the Harappan city. Houses were 1 or 2 story building. Rooms were built around a courtyard, and most houses had a separate bathing area. So you can understand that they were very developed because they have a special bathing areas. And still in present time in India, there are lots of people they do not know how to use sanitization facility and how to use toilets and how to use bathrooms. But 4,700 years ago, people were using toilets and separate bathrooms at their home. Means they know how to use sanitization, how to use these things. Okay, and most houses had a separate bathing areas, and some had wells to supply waters also. Drains were also at that time in these cities. Students, you can see that in present time in our area, lots of these sewer lines and drains are blocked because people are just blindly throwing their garbage into these sewer lines. But 4,700 years ago, the people were much more developed and educated in comparison of the present people. Cities had covered drains, and drains were connected to the streets. Covered, and inspection holes were provided an interval to clean them. Streets were straight and broad. Life in the cities. Scribes helped to write the documents. Special engineers planned the construction of special buildings. Beside, there were man and woman craftspersons. Importance of seals. Seals were used to stamp bags or package containing goods. So the sealing was impact. One could be sure that these goods had arrived safely. Means before reaching to their owner, nobody can open it. Nobody could open it. That's why they seal the bag. Harappan craft, lots of crafts were found like metalwork, agricultural, pottery, cutting stone, carving seals and polishing beads were also found there. End of the Harappan civilization, we will read about it. Rulers might have lost control, rivers dried up and some areas destroyed because of floods. Okay, maybe flood destroyed these cities. These cities were much developed, then why these cities are just destroyed? Maybe because of the flood, maybe famine might have occurred, so lots of things could be happen. That's why these cities are destroyed. Let's read about it in very broad manner. Now we will read about it in detail. Okay, so students, there are the places on the map of the India. You can see these maps are also available in your book also. This is the Chunhadro, Kalibanga, Lothal and Harappa also you can see. Okay, Rakhigadi, Kalibanga, Mohenjo-daro, okay, South Kaho, Lothal. So these are the some archaeologists found sites that archaeologists found. Okay, here you can see how these type of tank were built there, and maybe very important people take bath in these tanks, and these tanks also may be very important. Beside there were men and women craft person making all kinds of thing, and either in their own house or in special workshop people were traveling to distance. So students, you can understand generally houses were either 1 or 2 story high with rooms built around a courtyard, and most houses has a separate bathing area and some had wells to supply water. Many of these cities had covered drains and noticed in straight lines, although you cannot see it. Each drain had a gentle slope so that water could flow through it. Very often, drain-in houses were connected to those on the street and smaller drains led into bigger ones. As the drains were covered, inspection holes were provided at intervals to clean them. All three houses, drain and street, were probably planned and built at the same time. So these cities were very much developed in comparison. In comparison of other places were found at that time. Okay, so we can find the trace of this city. You can see these are the sewer lines here in this picture, and these are the sewer lines which connected with the house so that dirty water could flow, and these are the main holes to clean the drains also. So means the archaeologists and the these cities, archaeologists find that these cities were very much developed. Now we will read about the life in the city. A Harappan city was a very busy place. There were people who planned the construction of special building in the city. These were probably the rulers. It is likely that the rulers sent people to distant lands to get metal, precious stone and other things that they wanted. And they may have kept the most valuable objects such as ornament or gold and silver or beautiful beads for themselves. And there were scribes, people who know how to write and who help prepare the seal and perhaps wrote on other material that have not survived. So beside these were men and women craft person making all kinds of things either in their own home or in special workshop. People were traveling to distant land to returning with raw material and perhaps stores. Many terracotta toys have been found and children must have played with these. You can see in this picture these toys were found in these Harappan cities, and maybe at that time children used to play with them. So lots of things were written over there like these symbols. Archaeologists were not able to read these symbols, but these are still a mystery for us, but we can understand that these people know that how to write. New craft in the cities. Okay, students, you can see there are some pictures. These are the stone weight. Noticed how carefully and precisely these weight are shaped. These were made of chat, a kind of stone, and these were probably used to weight precious stone on metal. In right side you can see beads. Many of these were made out of carnelian, a beautiful red stone, and the stone was cut shaped. Hole was bored through the center so that a straight could be passed through it. and for right stone bladed bottom, and bottom right you can see the embroidery clothes. A stone statue of an important man found from Mohenjo-daro show him wearing an embroidered garment. So you can feel that, you can see that how these cities were developed and what were the use of these cities and what were the craft of these cities. Let us look at some of the objects that were made and found in Harappan cities, and most of things have been found in the archaeologists are made of stone, shell and metal, including copper, bronze, gold and silver. Copper and bronze were used to make tools, weapon, ornament and vessels. Gold and silver were used to make ornament and vessels. Perhaps the most striking finds are those of beads, weight and blades. The Harappan also made seals out of stone, and there were generally a rectangular. See illustration on page number 27, you can see in your book, and usually have an animal carved on them. So the Harappan also made pots with beautiful black designs, such as the one shown on page number 6, you can see. Cotton are probably grown in Mehrgarh from about 7,000 years ago, and actual piece of clothes were found attached to the lid of a silver vase and some copper objects at Mohenjo-daro. Archaeologists have also found spin wool, faience. Unlike stone or shell, there are found naturally. Faience is a material that is artificially produced. A gum was used to shape sand or provided quarters into an object. The objects were then gazed, resulting in a shiny glassy surface. The color of the gaze were usually blue or sea green. Faience were used to make beads, bangles, earrings and tiny vessels. So it is also found there. Faience is also found there, and made of terracotta and faience, these were used to spin thread. Many of the things that were produced were probably the work of specialists. A specialist is a person who is trained to do only one kind of work, for example, cutting stone or polishing beads or carving seals. Look at the illustration and see how well the face is carved. You can see here the face is carved in detail, and this is a work of a professional. So not everybody could have been a specialist. We do not know whether only men were specialists or only women were specialists. Perhaps some women and men have been specialists. Now next point is in search of raw material. Raw material are substances that are either found naturally, such as wood or one-off metals, or produced by farmers or herders. These are then proceeded to produce finished goods. For example, cotton produced by farmers in a raw material. So they also need raw material to produce new things that may be processed. They need cotton to process cloth, and while some of raw material that the Harappan used were available locally, many items such as copper, tin, gold, silver and precious stone had to be brought from distant places. The Harappan cities probably got copper from present-day Rajasthan and even from Oman in West Asia. Tin, which was mixed with copper to produce bronze, may have been brought from present-day Afghanistan and Iran, and gold could have been come from all way from present-day Karnataka, and precious stone from present-day Gujarat, Iran and Afghanistan. So these were the some places from where maybe this person can find these things.